Hi friends, welcome to Supplementary Guru ge swagata. So in yesterday's session we have discussed about the diagrams part. So today I am going to teach you the next concept, that is from the chemistry periodic classification of elements. This lesson is actually very easy. You have to learn only few concepts from this lesson which are very important. If you focus and learn those points, it is easy to score the marks from this lesson. Almost you will get 3 to 4 marks from this lesson, because according to this year mark scheme, there was no proper allotment of marks for any of the lessons. So based on the knowledge which I got from 3 to 4 years question paper, so you may get 3 to 4 marks. And in this year question paper also they have asked almost 4 mark question out of this periodic classification of elements. Then let's get started. So some of the laws which you have to focus from this lesson are the Newland's law of octaves, D'Aubigné's triad law, Mendeleev's periodic law, and the modern periodic law. So you all have to learn along with me now. So let's start from the Newland's law of octaves. How can we define a Newland law of octaves? It is very simple. Just write this one line. See, Newland's law of octaves states that every eighth element had the properties similar to that of first. Can you repeat? Every eighth element had the properties similar to that of first. Write 2 to 3 times. Definitely it is very easy for you to learn. I promise you will learn. Next, you have to learn the next, that is D'Aubigné's triad law. So we can define D'Aubigné's triad like this. D'Aubigné triad law states the atomic mass of the middle element was roughly the average of the atomic masses of the other two elements. Can you repeat with me? The atomic mass of the middle element was roughly the average of the atomic masses of the other two elements. Very simple. Write 2 to 3 times. Definitely you can learn. And you will write in the examination. Now let us focus towards the next law, that is the Mendeleev's periodic law. So when I talk about Mendeleev's periodic law as well as the modern periodic law, there is no much change in both the laws. There is one single word which is change. If you learn Mendeleev's periodic law, definitely you can write the modern periodic law. Then let's learn the Mendeleev periodic law. What does Mendeleev periodic law states? It states that the property of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. The property of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. This is the Mendeleev periodic law. Then what does the modern periodic law states? Very simple. Instead of writing atomic mass, you have to write atomic number. Let's learn. Can you repeat with me? What is Mendeleev periodic law? The property of elements are the periodic function of their atomic masses. Write 2 to 3 times and learn. Then let's move ahead to learn the modern periodic law. What does the modern periodic law states? Properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic number. Properties of elements are a periodic function of their atomic number. Very simple. There you write atomic mass in the Mendeleev's periodic law, whereas in the modern periodic law you write the atomic number. Both the laws are very simple, and all these 4 laws, the Newland's law of octaves, D'Aubigné's triad law, Mendeleev's periodic law, as well as the modern periodic law, very simple. You all can write. Just write practicing 2 to 3 times. Definitely you will learn. So now I will teach you few concepts. See, based on this concept, the questions are being asked. That is the properties of the elements which are present in the periodic table. So there are some properties. At the beginning, if you have not learnt, you may feel it sounds difficult, but it's very easy once you practice. Definitely it is easy, because based on these concepts, they will be asking the questions. See, here I have some questions which I have been listed from past 3 years. Same type of question has been given. So I will show you which question has been given in this year. See, this type of question only they have given. You can see here. The atomic number of 2 elements are 8 and 16 respectively. Write the electronic configuration of these 2 elements. So this type of question only it is given. I'll teach you. So if you have to write or if you have to answer for this type of questions, you have to know the concept. So before this, one more important thing I would like to teach you, that is the elements. Name of first 20 elements and their atomic number. Take a sheet of paper and learn along with me. Okay, so take a sheet of paper. First I will write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So first 10 elements, it's very easy. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. So let's once again repeat the first 10 elements, that is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. Very easy. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. So there are so many tricks also to learn this elements, but instead of remembering the tricks, it's better you have to remember the names. It's very easy to remember the names. Okay, let's once again repeat. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. Now let's move towards 11th element. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So the elements are, the 11th element is sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium and calcium. Very simple. Recall. Repeat with me. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. Once again. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. Very simple. If you know these elements, you can answer for any of the questions which arises from periodic classification of elements. Let's recall once again all together. 1 to 20. These elements are very important and very easy to remember. Okay. So let's recall once again. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Next. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. So if you know these 20 elements, you can answer the questions which has been asked in the examination. So now, as I told you, I'll be teaching few concepts. So based on these concepts, the questions are being asked. So let me start with the property of the elements. Let me start from the atomic size. See, when we talk about the atomic size, let's first talk about the period. There are two things. One is period and one more is group. First, you all have to understand period, because simultaneously if you understand both the periods and groups, you may have a confusion. So first you all understand the period. Okay. So atomic size. See, atomic size, it decreases across the period. Atomic size decreases across the period. Why? Why it decreases? You know, because the nuclear charge increases. For example, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. So we have 10 elements now. Okay. So if you move across the period, atomic size, it decreases. Why? Because there will be increase in the nuclear charge. Okay. See, lithium is having 2 orbits. Hydrogen single orbit, helium single orbit, lithium 2 orbit, beryllium also 2, boron 2, carbon 2, nitrogen 2, oxygen 2, fluorine 2 and neon also 2. But how the nuclear charge increases? See, if you look at the lithium, there are totally 3 protons. 2 on the first shell, third one is on the second. So moving to beryllium 2, on the first shell, 2 on the second, totally 4. Then here 5, 2 on the first, 3 on the second. Then moving to here, 2 on the first, 4 on the second. Nitrogen, 2 on the first, 5 on the second, because it is the 7th one. 8th oxygen, 2 on the first, remaining 6 on the second. Fluorine, 9th element, 2 on the first, remaining 7 on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the second. Neon, 2 on the first, remaining 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as we move across the period, what happened? The nuclear charge increases because the number of electrons, as we move across the period, the number of electrons increases. As increase in the electrons, increase in the number of electrons, the attraction between the outermost orbit electrons and the nucleus increases. As a result of this, atomic size decreases because as more electrons occupy on the outermost shell, the nucleus attract the electrons. As a result of this, what happened? The size. If the lithium size is so much, then beryllium become little small. Then boron little small, carbon little small. So it as we move forward, it decreases. Because why it decreasing? Because the nuclear charge is increasing. What is nuclear charge here? Number of electrons present on the outermost orbit increases. Okay, the number of electrons present on the outermost orbit increases. As a result of this, what happened? Nuclear charge increases. The attraction between the nucleus and the outermost electrons increases. Okay, so as a result of this, atomic size decreases. Then what about metallic character? Metallic character also decreases. Why it decreases? See, across the period, I'm talking about the period. Okay, remember, metallic character, it decreases across the period because tendency to lose electron decreases. What is meant by tendency of losing the electron? This shell, it loses the electron. So as it move across the period, what happened? It stop losing the electron. So tendency of losing the electron, tendency of losing electron, it decreases. How? See, I'll show you. See, lithium is having 2 electrons on the first orbit and 1 electron on the second orbit. It is easy for the lithium to lose 1 electron. Very easy. What about beryllium? 2 electrons on the first orbit, 2 on the second. Easy to lose. It is easy to lose. One thing you remember. See, 1, 2, 3 electrons easy to lose. 4th electron, very difficult. Okay, then if there are 5, 6, 7 and 8 electrons on the outermost orbit, that means look at the nitrogen. It is having 5 electrons on the second shell. Oxygen is having 6, fluorine is having 7, neon is having 8 electrons. So in this case, what happens? For the element, for this nitrogen, element nitrogen, it is difficult to lose 5 electrons. Instead of losing 5 electrons, it takes 3 electrons. Okay, so that is the main funda. You have to, this is the logic you have to remember. So that is the reason that I told you tendency of losing the electron decreases. Why? Because as we are moving across the period, what happened? So the number of electron keep on increasing. As the number of electron keep on increasing across the period, the tendency to lose electron decreases. Because see, as I told you, nitrogen is having 5. Difficult to lose 5. Instead of losing 5, it will take 3. Why 3? Because the main funda is it has to obtain the octet configuration. Octet configuration. Okay. Octet configuration means there should be 8 electrons on the outermost orbit. Okay. So here instead of losing 5, nitrogen will take 3. Oxygen instead of losing 6, it will take 2. Fluorine instead of losing 7, it take 1. Neon, it is already having 8 electrons. It does not lose. Okay, it is satisfied with 8 electrons, so it does not lose. So that is the easy way to remember. Metallic character decreases. Why decreases? Because losing electron becomes difficult. Very easy. Okay, here, right. Difficult to lose electron. Difficult to lose electrons. Okay. So then non-metallic character is also called as electronegativity. Okay. So what about non-metallic character across the period? Across the period, not a non-metallic character increases. Why it increases? Because tendency to gain electron increases. Because as you see, as I told you just now, as we move from left to right, that is across the period, you would have observed here, on the lithium there is 1 electron on the outermost shell, beryllium 2, boron 3, carbon 4, nitrogen 5, oxygen 6, fluorine 7, neon 8. What happened here? Tendency to gain electron increases. Gaining of electron, it increases. Tendency to gain electron increases. Here what happened? It is difficult to lose. That means tendency to lose electron, it decreases. Clear? Okay. So once again I'll recall. See, properties, I'm talking about atomic size. Atomic size decreases across the period. Why it decreases? Because nuclear charge increases. What is nuclear charge? Tendency to gain electron increases. So that what happens? The attraction between the nucleus and outermost electron increases. That is the reason that atomic size decreases. Okay. So then when I talk about the metallic character, it decreases. Why? Because it is difficult to lose electron. Okay, metallic character decreases. What about non-metallic character? It increases because it gains as it moves from left to right across the period. The tendency to gain electron increases. Okay. So this concept you must understand. If you don't understand this concept, you cannot write the answer. But very easy. Please follow as I told you. Just how I thought, in this way you learn. So any question, 3 marks they will give. It's very easy to write. Okay. Okay, now let's focus on the properties down the group. Properties of the elements down the group. So let's talk about the atomic size. Atomic size increases. Why it increases? Because as we go down the group, what happens? The number of shells keep on increasing. As the number of shells keep on increasing, the atomic size increases. The atomic size increases because the shells keep adding. As we go down the group, the shells keep adding. Addition of new shells we can say. Okay. So then when I talk about the metallic character also increases. Why metallic character increases? Because tendency to lose electron increases. So then what is meant by tendency to lose electrons? See, for example, let me write some of the elements down the group. So let me write hydrogen, then lithium, sodium and the potassium. See, hydrogen is the first element, lithium is the third element, sodium is the 11th element and the potassium is the 19th element. Okay. So now when I write these elements, as I told you, metallic character increases. Why it increases? Because the tendency to lose electron increases. How? See, hydrogen, only 1 electron. Easy to lose. Lithium, how many electrons? 3 electrons. 2 on the first shell. Next, 1 is on the second shell. That is, it is easy to lose. Sodium, totally 11. So, first shell there are 2. Second shell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Totally 10 over and the 11th one is here. Easy to lose. Then what about potassium? Look at potassium, 19. So, on the first shell 2. On the second shell 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again on the second shell, third shell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Totally 18 over. And this is the 19th one. 19th, easy to lose. See, as I told you, the metallic character, it increases. Why? Because it is easy for the elements to lose the electron. Tendency to lose electron increases. How? See, as you observe here, hydrogen loses 1 electron easily. This is down the group. I'm talking down the group. Remember, we are talking about down the group. Lithium, 1 electron on the outermost orbit, easy to lose. Sodium, 1 electron on the outermost orbit, easy to lose. Potassium, 1 electron on the outermost orbit, easy to lose. So down the group, metallic character increases because tendency to lose electron increases. Clear? So then let us talk about the non-metallic character. The non-metallic character decreases. Why it decreases? What is meant by non-metallic character here? See, tendency to gain electron is non-metallic character, right? So tendency to gain electron decreases. Why? Very simple logic, as new shells are being added. As we go down the group, new shells are being added. So as new shells are added, what happened? To gain electron, it is very difficult. As we are seeing, it's very easy to lose. Okay, but in the same way, it is difficult for this orbits or these elements to gain the electron. So tendency to gain electron is decreasing because more shells, new shells are adding. As new shells are being added, so what happened? Tendency to gain electron decreases. Once again, let me recall. See, I've taught you atomic size. Okay, so when I talk about atomic size, group, so down the group atomic size increases. Why? New shells are being added. See, 1 shell, 2 shell, 3 shell, and then 4th shell. New shells are being added, so atomic size increases. Next, metallic character. Metallic character increases. Why? What is meant by metallic character? Tendency to lose electron. Here, tendency to lose electron increases. You can see it is easy to lose 1 electron, right? In each and every element, it is very easy to lose the electron. See here, tendency to lose electron is increasing. What about non-metallic character? Non-metallic character decreases. What is non-metallic character? Tendency to gain electron. Tendency to gain electron is decreasing. See, it is easy for these elements to lose electron. Where it can gain? It cannot gain, right? So that is the reason it is difficult for the elements to gain the electron. So it is easily losing the electron. Okay, these two are very important. So one I taught you about the period and another one I taught you about the group. These two concepts are very important. If you understand these concepts, it is easy for you to write the answers. And then sorry friends, I forgot to teach you the electronic configuration. So as we already learned the first 20 elements atomic number, now I will teach you how to write its electronic configuration. So as hydrogen is 1, its electronic configuration is 1. So we know that according to octet rule, maximum 8 numbers can be filled on the second shell. But hydrogen is present in the first period. It is present in the first period. So there is only 1 shell. It can occupy 2 electrons. But as hydrogen is having only 1 electron, so it can occupy only 1 electron. Okay. So now moving to the helium. So its electronic configuration is 2. Lithium, it is having 3 electrons, 2, 1. Beryllium, totally 4, 2, 2. Boron, totally 5, 2, 3. Carbon, 2, 4. Nitrogen, 2, 5. Oxygen, 2, 6. Fluorine, 2, 7. Neon, 2, 8. So if you observe neon, you can see there are totally 8 electrons. Neon is present at the 10th position. So total number of electrons present here is 10. So on the first shell there are 2, on the second shell there are 8. Okay. So moving ahead, the 11th element, that is sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium and calcium. Okay. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So now we had finished with the 10th element. Let's concentrate towards the 11th element, that is sodium. So on the first shell it can occupy 2 electrons. On the second shell 8. Now 2 plus 8, 10 is over, and the third shell now remaining 1 electron. So 2, 8, 1 is electronic configuration for the sodium. Next, magnesium 2, 8, 2. Aluminium 2, 8, 3. Silicon 2, 8, 4. Phosphorus 2, 8, 5. Sulfur, actually it is S. Sulfur 2, 8, 6. Chlorine 2, 8, 7. Argon 2, 8, 8. If you observe here, you can see now 18th element is argon. It can occupy maximum 8 electrons on its third shell, even on the second shell. Moving ahead to know about the 19th element, that is potassium. Its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8 and then 1. See, 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 plus 8 is 18, 18 plus 1 is 19. Then calcium 2, 8, 8, 2. So totally there are 20. Okay. So this is how we write electronic configuration for the first 20 elements. Very easy. If you know one, then remaining it's very easy to complete. And the one more thing which you have to remember is their atomic number. If you know their atomic numbers, you can easily distribute the electrons following the octet rule. Maximum 8 electrons you can write on the second shell. Okay. So for example, if we are writing for the sulfur, atomic number of sulfur is 16. Correct. So how can we write its electronic configuration? 16. Distribute 16. 2 on the first shell, 8 on the second shell. 2 plus 8 is 10. Over, right? Remaining is 6. So 16 is over. Suppose if they ask you to write the electronic configuration of potassium, potassium is K. Its atomic number is 19. On the first shell you can write 2. Second shell 8. 10 over, right? How many is remaining? 9. So 9 I cannot write because I have to follow the octet rule. Write 8 and remaining 1 on the last shell. This is how you can write the electronic configuration. I have a set of questions here, so which I will post you in the description along with the answers. So first one, as I have already taught you, that is the laws. These laws you have to practice. Apart from the laws, there are few questions here. Okay, so if you have any doubt in these questions, you can ask me. So I will make a video for this question and I will explain. Okay, I hope this video is useful. So don't think that the science is difficult. Science is very easy, very easy subject. You all can do better in the science examination. So today we have learned about the periodic classification of elements. You learn the laws. These laws you learn first, and then if you have understood this concept, okay, please write it in the comment section, this concepts, and I will put these questions in the description box. Go through these questions and solve. This is more than enough. If you solve these questions, it's more than enough for you to get good marks from the periodic classification of elements. And if you like this video and if your friends are in need of supplementary group, please pass this video to them also. So that's all for this session. In the next session, I'll be coming with another topic. Until, thank you.